Hi guys, I just wanted to basically do another sermon today. Today I'm doing a selflessness sermon. Usually I can think these up. Usually I can think these sermons up pretty well, but today not so much. Every time I do one of these, I openly give my hands to the Lord and see what He writes with my hands. Selflessness is integral within life, as it is a continuous force of good and usually brings peace and prosperity along with it. Redemption can also be found in selflessness, and selflessness also gives to charity. Many may say, didn't you already cover this in your kindness sermon? And yes, in a way I did. But I feel like kindness, selflessness, and giving need to be covered in a great length for you all to understand the true impact and great good caused by all these three. Whether together or apart, these all are very important. Whether you believe it or not, they are very important. They all are. You should give to the poor and help people as much as you can in life. Life is never easy, and we always have our fair share of problems, stresses, worries, and woes. Within life, selflessness is needed, and God constantly says within the Bible and the good parts of the church that we should not hold on to our possessions and do our best to help God expand His kingdom and His glory. Doing good, spreading peace and joy throughout the world, spreading love. I feel like although there is great importance within this, there is not much more I can say about it without repeating myself over and over again. Bible quotes on selflessness. Philippians 2:4. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. My interpretation. Philippians 2:4. Take interest in others and don't self-obsess and self-appreciate. Luke 6:35. But love your enemies and do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High, not sons from Undertale. You'll be sons of the Most High, for He is kind to the ungrateful and evil. My interpretation. Please love your enemies and do good. Lend, wanting nothing in return, and your reward will be great. You will be sons of God, for He is kind to the ungrateful and evil. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. My interpretation. Put others before yourself. Don't have rivalries, grudges, conceit, or hatred toward anyone. 1 Peter 3:8. Finally, all of you have unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly love, a tender heart, and a humble mind. My interpretation. At last, you are united in mind, sympathy, and love for all your brothers. You have a kind heart and a humble mind. 1 Thessalonians 5:50. See that no one repays anyone evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. My interpretation. Seek that no one repay evil with evil, always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. Corinthians 9:19. For though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all, that I may win more of them. I'm going to say that one again. 1 Corinthians 9:19. For though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all, that I may win more of them. I have freedom, but if I make myself a servant, I will win more hearts. I have freedom, but if I make myself a servant, I will have more hearts. Acts 20-24. But I do not account my life of only value, nor as precious to myself, if only I may finish my course and ministry that I received from the word of Jesus Christ, to testify the gospel of the grace of God. My life does not hold any value and is not important to me, if only I can finish my course and ministry that I gained from Jesus, to testify the gospel of God's grace. Galatians 2:20. Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. My interpretation: life does not belong to me, but belongs to Christ who lives through me. I live by faith in him who loved me enough to give his own life. And I'm going to repeat that. Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. The life I now live in this flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. My interpretation: my life does not belong to me, but belongs to Christ, who lives through me. I live by faith in him, who loved me enough to give his own life. Quotes on selflessness from actors. It is kindness to take in a stranger when the levees break. The selflessness of workers who would rather cut their job levees break. The selflessness of workers who would rather cut their job than let their friends stay late, which sees us through our darkest hours. And that's Barack Obama. Selfless love is always costly. Fear can't afford it. Pride doesn't understand it, and friends never forget it. Bob Goff. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead me to freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. Nelson Mandela. I've never done work for money, ever. If your choices are based on the grosses of the film, usually it doesn't do well. What does that mean? It leaves you with nothing. Tom Cruise. Money and success doesn't change people. They merely amplify what is already there. Will Smith. Nothing lasts forever, so live it up. Drink it down, laugh it off, avoid the drama, take chances, and never have regrets, because at one point everything you did was exactly what you wanted. Marilyn Monroe. And I'm going to repeat that because I feel like that needs repeating. Nothing lasts forever, so live it up. Drink it down, laugh it off, avoid the drama, take chances, and never have regret, because at one point everything you did was exactly what you wanted. Marilyn Monroe. The selfless actions of the heroes have removed them from the family's businesses and homeland to fight, so that others may experience the liberty awaiting our troops upon safe return to America. Jim Walsh. Being a singer is all about me, about ego. Being a mum is all about being selfless. Two different worlds. Gwen Stefani. Movies that show selflessness is Jesus of Nazareth, which shows the Jesus going to the cross. Shrek Forever After, when Shrek, well, basically has to sacrifice his whole life. The Dictator, when the dictator rips up the Constitution and then, well, gets with Zoe and marries her. Good Burger, which is kind of just Kel giving Dexter stuff, even though he was a bit of a dick. Superhero movie, because superheroes are selfless. You could say this with most superhero films, like Captain America and Spider-Man as well. Yeah, that was a rather short sermon. Anyway, do good to God, and God will do good for you. The angels and the saints and all good are working with you and are around you and watching over you. Anyway, God loves you. I hope you all have a good day. All the best.